Hello ladies and gents to another Mortal Kombat video. Today we'll be beginning my playthrough of Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks. Now, this game and Mortal Kombat Deception were the two games that fought over my PlayStation 2 when I was younger. I absolutely love both of them. But in Shaolin Monks in particular, I would essentially say this is God of War Mortal Kombat, if that makes sense to you guys. It's essentially a retelling of Mortal Kombat 2, where you play through as both Liu Kang and Kung Lao. And you go through the events of Mortal Kombat 2, beating characters up like Shang Tsung, Reptile, all that good jazz. Now, there are a few things here on the main menu that I would like to show you guys before we get straight into it. Now, in the content section of the game, if you go down here, you'll see that I have Mortal Kombat 2 sitting down here. You can unlock Mortal Kombat 2 in specific ways, in two specific ways to be exact. One, you can play through the story mode and go into Living Forest section, find Smoke, and do 5 tasks, I believe, for Smoke. But of course, nobody has time for that, so don't worry. I already came prepared, and I have the cheat code for you guys if you guys ever want to use it. Now, the cheat code to get Mortal Kombat 2 on Shaolin Monks, unfortunately only the United States version, I'm sorry for my United Kingdom brothers, is to hold L2, press square, up, down, right, left, R2, and square. Obviously, I use PlayStation, so that's what I'm going to describe it as. There are a few other unlocks you can do here on the main menu. If you go into single player, you can clearly see that behind Liu Kang and Kung Lao, there are silhouettes for Scorpion and Sub-Zero. Now, originally to unlock them, if you play through as Liu Kang, you unlock Scorpion. If you play through as Kung Lao, you unlock Sub-Zero. If you don't want to bother doing that, go back to the main menu, hold L2, press square, up, L1, R1, left, right, square, and there you go, you'll have Scorpion unlocked. And then go ahead and press and hold L2, press square, down, up, L1, L1, up, square, and then you should have Sub-Zero. Now, obviously, I don't really plan on playing through it again, but if I had to pick, I'd unlock Scorpion and leave Sub-Zero alone because we're going to be playing through as my boy Kung Lao.
A battle raged at the end of the first tournament. The forces of Earthrealm were facing their greatest challenge. Mortal Kombat!
first Mortal Kombat tournament. Earth has been spared, but Shang Tsung is a poor loser. This is Goro's lair. It is one of Shang Tsung's traps. You must find your way off the island before it crumbles into the sea. Make your way to the Wuxi Academy.
So what did we think of that, guys? That was a great intro to the game, wasn't it? I love how they put the Mortal Kombat 1 arcade ladder ending into there. I know a lot of people don't seem to notice it, but whenever Liu Kang is smacking Shang Tsung and all of his morphs are happening, it's clearly a reference to the Mortal Kombat 1 arcade ending. Mortal Kombat 1 arcade ladder ending, whenever you beat the character, you actually get to watch all of his characters just come out of him, and then he just goes and falls down. But essentially, what we have now here is we need to pick up these blue coins that Raiden is telling us to pick up. This is essentially the tutorial mission of the game that just pretty much shows you how to fight. You know, squares, quick attack, triangles, launchers, circles, power attacks, X's to jump. It'll teach us how to do our special moves, it'll teach us how to use weapons properly, and it will even show us how to perform fatalities. So you have your air attacks. Oh crap, I'm already getting jumped on. You have your air attacks, which you can then do infinite combos. It's just so much fun. Like I said, it really resembles a Mortal Kombat God of War. You hold L1, you're able to lock on. If you release it, it's pretty much like a free flow combat. You got your specific buttons on the controller that if you hold R1 and press any of circle, triangle, or square, you should do a special move. Oh yeah, gotta love that combo. And look at that! I didn't even have to get into it. You're gonna find those red coins all over the place. Those red coins unlock characters, concept arts, all those good jazzes. You know, back in the good old days when things were unlocked and weren't behind a paywall. You know what I mean? Like, oh, the good old days. Boom, got him. I think I got him. Yep, got him. Yep, so essentially this entire mission is just going to be us grabbing blue coins and learning how to play the game. So this one I think is going to be what? Yep, special moves. I just told you guys how to do that. So R1 and circle for Kung Lao is his hat throw. R1 and triangle is his tornado. And R1 and square is his teleport. Woo! That was actually perfectly timed, boys. I'm always going to do that. It's so much fun. I mean, yeah, you got your running attack, so if I'm running and I hit triangle, he's gonna just launch them. Let me see if I can do it. And then the morons are fighting. But don't touch them when they're doing this. The Oni are the easiest characters in the game to beat. And you only see them twice, I think. I think you see them here and then later on in Shao Kahn's. Why did you do that? You're only gonna see them here and then later on in Shao Kahn's Fortress when we get there all the way at the end of the game. Alright, let's see if I can let me catch him with the hat. That's so much fun to do because if you catch them in certain levels, we'll get to it. In certain levels in the game, if you can catch an opponent with that hat throw midair, it will fling them off the map. Because some of these opponents are a little fucking annoying, to say the least. So essentially, we're going to progress through here, and it's just going to show us how to play the game. Here, all you got to do is lock on, which is just holding L1. You hold L1, boom, you're locked on. Let him smack you. Come on. Boom, there you go. Tutorial done. Now, I do have to mention that holding block drains your special meter, which is that little blue meter you see below my health bar. And then everything else up there I'll get to in a little bit. Obviously, I don't have to explain what the health bar is. Should be pretty obvious what that is. Okay, catch him. Oh, it didn't work. I'll catch him again. I fucking missed. I fucking missed, guys. But yeah, you guys can see that red coin up there. I'll go ahead and explain this really quickly. I don't think I'm going to do any of the red coins now. I think I'm going to do it in a later video just to go back through all the levels and get all the special stuff for you guys. Then we can look at it together. But you can't even get that one now anyway. You essentially can get it. I mean, yeah, there is a way to get it. You have to pretty much be a god at the game and throw them at the right moment and then jump off of them and blah, 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 blah. But the easiest way to do it is just wait till you get the wall run ability. Just wait till you get either the wall run ability or the double jump ability and you'll be good to go. Smash these skulls anytime you see them because they usually contain either XP or health. XP is that little yellow orb you just saw, and health is essentially just a floating green orb. You know, think of like the classic Mortal Kombat games and like the really generic looking soul orb that Shang Tsung used to absorb. That's pretty much what the health looks like. Let's go ahead and grab this next coin, and we'll watch this cutscene. Yeah, so this is just wanting you to do this. You just... And then once you're done doing that, just get rid of them. Just get rid of them. So it just wants you to hit a bunch of people in multiple directions. That's all it wants you to do. Back to my combos. Oh, that would have been good. Kung Lao has this little... That's essentially his dive kick from Mortal Kombat 2 and all his future games, of course. So if you just jump and hit square, he just goes... And just to mention, guys, obviously, those who've been paying attention to some of my Mortal Kombat videos, from even the past, like 2 years ago, Kung Lao is my favorite Mortal Kombat character of all time. And this game is the reason why Kung Lao is my favorite Mortal Kombat character of all time. His moves, the hat, and his fatalities in this game were phenomenal. And of course, this is before NetherRealm made him into a whiny little bitch, so there's that. So you can see these skulls are glowing on the floor. You can pick them up and throw them at enemies. It's essentially just a way of picking up weapons. We'll get to see swords and other weapons like that later on in the game, but for now, this is all we have. It's telling me how to do air combat. That's cool. That does a substantial amount of damage, I might have to say. It's about 1/4 of their life, just to throw like a puny skull at them. Like, okay, got it out of my system. But the Oni are probably the easiest opponents in the game, I would have to say. Like, you're gonna face other opponents in the game that are just gonna make you go, why the fuck am I playing this? And I'm specifically talking about mainly every character from Outworld, which includes the Tricotan and a couple of the Outworld Guru butt boys that are out there. So, can't wait to fight them. And let's get rid of that, because this is the part where we're gonna get the sword and the sickles, I believe. The cool thing about the swords... No. Okay. That move is so unbelievably annoying. So yeah, the swords are just easier ways to kill opponents. Anytime you get a weapon, grab it. It makes it so much easier. What you saw me just do there was throw the weapon into the Oni. So it makes them bleed out, essentially. So when we get to the, like I said, the later on when we're going against like the enemies that I can't stand, it's going to be extremely useful to have a weapon to just throw at them. There are certain weapons you can't throw. You can't throw into enemies. There are certain weapons you just can't throw into enemies because they just phase through them. They just phase through them. We'll get to it at another time, I promise. I promise. Oh, the pit stage. Oh, another thing I love about this game, guys. Another thing I love about this game is that they brought the stages from Mortal Kombat 2 into the game. So we got the pit. We got Goro's Lair from Mortal Kombat 1 so far. We're going to see other things. You'll see the portal stage. You'll see the living forest stage. You'll see a ton of stages you'll probably recognize from my OGs that have been playing Mortal Kombat since the arcade days.
Up here! This is the way off the island!
Of course, that was our boy Johnny Cage. The funny thing I have to mention about this, the pit stage that they decided to select for Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks, is the fact that this is the pit stage from Mortal Kombat 1, not Mortal Kombat 2. But I guess it's fair. They already included Goro's Lair from Mortal Kombat 1. Why not include the pit stage from Mortal Kombat 1? Because I believe the pit stage from Mortal Kombat 2 only was a flat concrete slab that you slammed them down onto. I didn't get a good enough chance to show you guys that orb, but you know what I mean. It looks like one of Shang Tsung's soul farts, you know what I mean? So, I'm pretty sure you know what it is.
It is another of Shang Tsung's servants.
I do not serve Shang Tsung.
My boy Reptile. And this is pretty simple. Just knock them off. I think we can do it. There you go. And it'll do the little cinematic that used to be done all the way back in the day. Whenever you used to play the game and do the stage fatals. They put so much time and effort into this game, and it was so good. Now, obviously, there's a little drop. Boop! I know I said we weren't going to do some of the coins till later on, and I probably won't do the coins until later on. We'll probably do another playthrough as like Scorpion or Sub-Zero, and I'll just grab all the red coins and do it all in one stream for you guys. Because I do have to say, I love this game a lot. I love playing through it. I've played through it a plethora of times, but it's so much fun. I love it so much. I really wish that the sequel that they had planned for it, which was called Mortal Kombat Fire and Ice, actually got green-lit and done, because I've seen some of the concept art for it, and it was phenomenal. But this next room we're fixing to go in is fixing to be the Fatalities room. So we're going to get a blood coin, which is going to give us the ability to do fatalities. Now we still have this weapon. Unfortunately, you can't gather what's required to perform fatalities when you have a weapon in your hand. So what we're going to just do is just, you can have those, I don't want them anymore. And go ahead and grab that beautiful blood coin, stick our hand in that goo, and somehow, some way we just became more powerful. As if we weren't performing fatalities in the trailer that starts before the game. I love how the way... I love the way Raiden talks in this game. You need to perform a fatality to open the gates. He sounds like an AI. So essentially all we gotta do, beat the Oni up. You see that meter in the top left next to my health bar? That meter right there. I didn't mean to do that on purpose. But that meter that's in the top left is my fatality meter. That little blood orb fill-in-the-bobber, that is essentially the fatality meter. We need to kill these guys. Block! I hate that move so much. You're gonna be the fucker we fatality. If he stays alive long enough. Okay, alright. Go ahead and just... Come on. Hit him. And input the fatality, boys. This is a classic. This is a classic. It's such a good fatality. Obviously, it's the classic Mortal Kombat 2 fatality that they gave Kung Lao all those years ago. Oh, it's so good. Let me just grab it. Let me just grab it. You've unlocked another concept art. But that was a pretty neat fatality. Now, that's not all, though, boys. Now, I get it. You know, most games usually have, like, 2 fatalities. At most, right? Maybe 2 fatalities with, like, a stage fatality or, like, a Bay Valley. You know what I mean? Friendship. Something like that. This game, look at the amount of things you can do. Now, granted, about 2 of these are mortalities and 1 of them is a brutality. But the rest of them are fatalities, dude. That is awesome, and this is for both Kung Lao and Liu Kang. Unfortunately, it's not the same for Sub-Zero and Scorpion. Sub-Zero and Scorpion, they just have their classic Mortal Kombat 2 fatalities. Same thing with all the other characters you can unlock for versus mode like Baraka or Katana, etc., etc. But look at the amount of fatalities they have. That's phenomenal, dude. And the fatalities are so good. They're so good. I'll continue to do more of them for you guys because I think I have the list pulled up. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I have the list pulled up. Because it's been so long since I played Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks. I used to have a notebook with all of the fatalities in it. For both Liu Kang and Kung Lao. Because yes, I did play through this game as both those characters. No matter how much I am pretty much Kung Lao to Liu Kang. Because I'm just tired of Liu Kang getting all the attention over Kung Lao. Now you guys do see this red coin here. You can't get it. Alright? Don't even bother with it. You can't get it. Essentially this red coin, in order to get it you have to do co-op. Which means you need 2 players. There are certain coins you just can't access unless you do co-op. It just is what it is. Can't do nothing about it. Obviously, I don't have anybody else to play with in terms of Shaolin Monks, and honestly, I don't care. So we're just going to go ahead and move on. We do have Fatality ready. I think we're going to do the next one. The next one I have available, I think, is Midair Slice. So that one should be fun. There's plenty of Fatalities to do in the game. Now, Fatalities do actually serve a mechanical purpose in this game besides just instant killing your opponent. It's meant for you to get experience points. And I'll show you why we need experience points here later on at the end of the level, once we unlock some moves. But as you can see, they're just over there munching and crunching on their own. They're munching and crunching on the homie. I gotta avenge the homie, boys. I gotta avenge the homie. Yeah, just like I said, if you see any environmental health hazards, abuse them. Abuse them. You don't need to do it anymore. Now, we're gonna grab this quick because we need to throw an enemy into those bricks in order to progress. Now, Kung Lao has a pretty crap. He has a launcher throw. He doesn't have like a throw forward throw, but if you sprint and then grab, let me try it. If I sprint and then grab, okay. If you sprint, oh my gosh. If you sprint, oh my gosh, guys. If you sprint, then throw, and miss, okay, if you sprint, then throw and throw him in there, then Kung Lao has a throw forward. Go ahead. We're going to do another Fatality. We're going to do another Fatality. There we go, boys. Let's watch this one. Oh, it's so good. It's so much better than watching Dairu just fucking slap bones in somebody's brain. Another coin. Don't bother. You're not going to get it unless you, like... Unless you just somehow manage to fucking jump up, do some kicks, do the throw, and then slap your way up there. Obviously, as you guys can see, I'm pretty low health. And that's a bit of a problem because you don't have the ability to really get health back from the enemy unless you, like, kill them legitly. Which is kind of weird. Oh, great. This is the first mini-boss of the game, which is just Big Mama Oni. And yes, I did just take Big Mama Oni from the Princess and the Frog Disney movie and said Big Mama Oni, because it's essentially what it is. It's a Big Mama Oni. Now, these little pillars, they're your save points. Just go ahead, sit down at them, save the game, make everything look good, and you're good to go. You know, old game, you don't have autosaves. Excuse me, you need to save the game manually. Oh my god. Okay. But yeah, we're only 5% through the game, and we only spent 15 minutes playing the game. According to my side. But, here you go. There's some rocks. They should fall now. There we are. Now, that sword you're seeing right there, boys. That sword you're seeing right there is absolutely needed. So what you got to do is you need to click the right stick, whatever console you're using. I'm just gonna say right stick to change the screen, and you're gonna want to just like, it's kind of like a love tap. You just wanna, boom. All right, and then pick that up. It is gonna make the fight so much easier. Then there she is. Watch, I'm about to melt Big Mama Oni's health bar. Told you. That weapon makes it so much easier. It makes it so much easier. And that's going to spawn us a fire coin. Now, that fire coin is going to give us sort of like an adventure ability, I guess that's how I want to put it. You know, you're eventually, like I said, earlier I mentioned double jump, wall runs, things like that. This is just like a long jump, essentially. Let me just get rid of these guys real quick. It's essentially just a long jump ability, so that way we can get across that gap. You know, make life a little easier on us. Now, of course, if you go over here, you just jump, and then jump, and then jump, and then jump again, and then jump. Now we have to jump across that gap. That new ability we got, if you press R1 and X, boop, and miss, like a moron, you do it again, because I missed. There we go. Fresh health, fresh health. So let's go ahead, try that again. Not mess it up this time. The best way I can say to do it is to kind of push your analog stick to the left. And then miss again. We're going to be here a while. It does also take some of your special meter, which is that blue meter, like I said before, that's below your health bar. Come on, this is the one, boys. I knew it. I told you that was the one. That was the one. That's probably the most difficult long jump you'll do in the entire game. Now, obviously, because I'm paranoid and old games have done this to me, I'm going to save again. I'm going to save again. I also have to mention that saving in this game refills all of your health. So let's say you're about to die, okay? Let's say you're about to die. You won't. There you go. That's essentially all I have to say. You won't die. There we go. Got ahead and saved that. Now we can continue forth with the mission. Now you have to long jump across this again. I thought I missed. Okay, put that back to normal. I forgot that the camera view is still the same. And this is essentially the end of the mission. Of course, I'm gonna just guys, I can't help it. I knew I want to do it in a later video, and I will play through the game again and get all the coins again for you guys. But I can't help it. My paranoia is really making me want to get that coin. All right.
The guards ahead.
These guys.
To the only portal on this island. Defeat them.
Okay, so the thing with these guys is essentially you have to block their attacks in order to open them up. Now, of course, I have a sword, which means they cannot block, so don't even bother. That's why I kept the sword. They're pretty annoying to deal with. There's another one over here. There you go. And now we're just gonna watch his health bar just trickle down. This is what you gotta do. This is what you gotta do. I do have to mention that when you block, you also lose some of your blue meter, but look at that line of blood. I don't think that's supposed to be like that. Just wait for him to bleed out, and then we'll be good to go. And I can move on with my life. There we go. Pick that back up. I completely forgot that they did that. I completely forgot that they did that. Before we go ahead and jump into the next area, because this is essentially the end of the tutorial mission. We no longer have to deal with Raiden talking to us until later on in the story. But then we're going to jump through into the Wuxi Academy. But before I end this, let's go ahead and talk about the experience points I was going to mention earlier. You can use experience points to enhance your special moves. So here, if I spend 3,000 of my points, I get a double teleport for my teleportation move. If I go here, I get to spin longer with my tornado move. If I go to the hat, then it ricochets off of solid objects. It's a super fun move. The one I do really enjoy is this one right here. Once you level up this somewhat like a grab type move, I guess I would say, you get to essentially slam down on their head. It's so useful later on whenever you're just struggling with 50 billion enemies sitting around you, having to deal with the orcish hell beast, etc, etc, etc. But that's super fun to use. Now, of course, you can also unlock combos, super fun. You know, it's just a way to extend your combos. You can go ahead and always use that. This one's my favorite one. I'm gonna go ahead and buy it now. The combo throw ender. If you do square, 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 R2, I will go ahead and show you guys what it does in the next video once we're finding some Tarkatans. But it is extremely useful, extremely powerful, and kills bosses like no tomorrow. But with that, let's go ahead, jump straight into the portal, and head to the Wuxi Academy. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please be sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below any constructive criticisms or suggestions, and I'll be sure to reply to them as quickly as I possibly can. And as always, have a wonderful day.